Oh, hi. If some of you like the more exotic holidays, then you might be interested in my latest little travel gadget I've experimented with. It's a portable, transportable, USB charged mosquito killer. Just unlock it, extend it up here, turn it on at the bottom, and you see the little ultraviolet light in there. It's going to track mosquitoes to the grid and no more mosquitoes. Okay, hand the little thing at the top here to hang it from, turn it off, collapse it down, and got a USB chargeable unit in here. Okay, it's micro USB, but kind of everything. There might be newer versions with USB-C cables. Yeah, it's not a mosquito repellent, it is a mosquito killer, but if you've ever had trouble with mosquitoes, then I'll leave it up to you what you want to do. Quite a handy little gadget. Anyway, if you've been here before, then it's really good to see you again. I always like people coming back because it means I must be doing something right, and it really encourages me to do things. So, fantastic. If it's your first time here, then welcome. Always good to make new friends. Have a look on the site. Check the videos out. Like them. Share the ones you think are going to be useful with other people. And please subscribe to my channel so that you can find out when more videos are coming on. I'm getting lots more subscribers now, so we're getting a really good bit of traction there. So, please do help if you can. Well, today we're going to be looking at an alternative to everything, which is a file killer. It's called Mightgrep, and what it does is it searches inside files, inside folders to find documents that you can't find for a long time. So, let's get started. So here we are on the main screen with Mightygrep. What Mightgrep does is it searches inside files and emails and things like that to find text strings. I find it pretty useful because often I can remember what I put in a file or an email, but I can't remember what the file was called or the folder I put in. I've got thousands of files on my computer and on my different drives, so it's really getting quite hectic. So it's good to have something like Mightygrep where you can just thinking, I can remember what was in the bit of what was in the file. Let's go and find some likely contents, and then we'll find it there. So pretty useful. Now, I've reviewed everything before. Get it right, John. Okay, and that's really good. Very, very sophisticated, but it has to be installed on the computer and it has to keep indexing everything all the time. I like Mightygrep because it doesn't need installing. You can run it from a USB stick on any computer you like, so that's a great benefit if you're helping a friend out and things like that. It can be really quite useful. Now, it comes with built-in help files, so let's have a look here. Go to help. Gives you a manual here, gives you the basic idea of what you can do. Pretty useful, I think, that one. Close that down. If you want to get more sophisticated, then you can do what they call a regex search, which gives you a lot more here. That's more useful for searching computer code and things like that, because you need to be a bit of a programmer to use that. But again, it gives you lots more flexibility. There are command line options to give you more flexibility, which can be useful. Again, fairly sophisticated. Because I'm trying to find a file quickly in the middle of writing something, then I don't tend to use these things. I'll just grab it, find some likely contestants, look at the files that it's found, and find the right one. Okay. But most importantly, it tells you about Mightygrep, where you can get hold of it, and things like that. This is the demo version. The actual paywall version is only a few dollars, so not too expensive. And if you do like Mightygrep, then well worth considering getting. So let's have a look through doing search. So the first thing we do is we tell it where we want it to look. Oh, get rid of that before we go any further. We tell it where we want it to look. So I'm going to look in my personal files, because there's quite a lot of sort of customer data and sort of commercial information on here, and I don't want Mightygrep bringing stuff up and sort of causing awkward problems. So I'm going to look in my personal files, and hopefully you won't find anything too embarrassing. So we'll see what happens. The next thing you do is you tell it the type of files that you want. For example, dot files, XLS, PDFs, that sort of thing. Okay, I have found that it doesn't seem to recognise ODT, ODS files, which are open document text for LibreOffice, things like that. But it still picks them up in the general search. So we're just going to look in any file that we can see. Okay, so that's a wildcard there, and then we tell it what we want it to look for. Okay, the pattern. Let's have a look at holiday. Now, you can be more flexible on here. If you want to look in more than one location, you just go like that and put it in the other location. That will then look in L personal and also the whole of the C drive. Now, on a previous draft video at this, I looked in C and personal, and it found an awful lot of files. It took quite a while. It would have been quite boring to watch, so I'm just going to look in L personal. You can also say find files that have got a holiday in, for example, but I'm not interested in holidays article in France. So let's say I just put in minus France, and it'll find any text files with the text string holiday, but not the text string France. Can be helpful if you're trying to filter out again, but nothing against France in particular, so we'll get rid of that. Now we'll just search. So click on search and off it whizzes. Finding various things there. So you can see it's found holiday Java, and up here I think it's found, I'll demonstrate this a bit later. Yes, it's Buckley's holiday there. There we go again. So now let's also demonstrate the fact we can look in other locations. So I've got some emails here. That's my email folder, and let's see what we've got in there on holiday. So let's search those. Oh, and you can see all these coming up already. Okay, pretty neat in that. So we can search emails, we can search all sorts of files and text. So really quite handy if you're trying to find an email that you sent. Now, there's a number of options on the computer, so let's have a look. If you press the control key and then plus or minus keys, it's going to zoom in or out. So I can make it bigger with control plus, or smaller with control minus. Okay, which is quite useful. Let's look at other things. You can search in, there we go. You can search in hidden files, the normal system hidden files, those sorts of things, which is quite helpful. But I'm just going to go back to help personally again. Run the search. Find the kind of files we did. There we go. Now we've got two options here. One is we can be case sensitive. So if I click case sensitive, it's going to match the exact thing we look for. And because the two files it found had a capital H, it didn't find them. So let's put a capital H in, run the search again, and now it's found the two files again because it has a capital H. Okay. We can also search on exact files. So I'm going to search for something else now. So let's put in, let's say holy, and we'll do a search on that. Now it's finding Holyhead CTA, things like that. If I click on exact, then it's not going to find those. If I zoom out a little bit, you can see it's picked up Holy Island and Holy there, but it hasn't found Holyhead. So you can help do more to get find exactly the files you're looking for. And there's other things that you can do. You can search in, so I mentioned before, you search hidden files. You can look for files of minimum size or maximum size. You can look at when they're created, when they're modified, when you last looked at them. Quite useful. And you can also control the display. So you can show just the file names and what it found. You can show what they call the relative path to where you're at to your existing location on the computer, which I find most useful is the full path, so you can actually go straight to the file that you're looking for. And you can also search in contents. You can search just the file names. You can search the folder names, all sorts of things there. So pretty comprehensive on the whole. Okay, now I found Mightygrep pretty useful. I've used it a few times, and it gets the job done pretty quickly without too much of a fuss. Nice and clean program, which is good. So my thoughts are, if you've found the video useful, give Mightygrep a go and see how you get on with it. But I found it pretty useful. Now, I've enjoyed making the video. I always do. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you have, then please like it. Share it with other people who might find this or other files and my videos useful, and please do subscribe to the channel. If you've got any questions about Mightygrep or anything else, then pop it in the comments down below. And if there's a topic you'd like me to cover in the future, then again, shove that into the comments and I'll see what I can do for you. But I'd just like to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.